Welcome to Tools, Tech, and Gear. I'm Seth. Today I have the Ulanzi U-70 Pano Ball Head. This is a small ball head which has a pretty large payload of up to 20 kilograms, which is about 44 pounds. Thought I would do an unboxing, test this out, and give you my thoughts on this small ball head. Let's go ahead and open the box here and see what all is inside. First off, it has a card showing where you can get some information. It comes with a number of different Allen wrenches and also some other hardware that we'll get into. And then the ball head itself. Let's go ahead and pull this out of the package. It has a really nice foam, and that is going to protect it quite well during transit. So here is the product itself. As you can see, it is quite small, but with a 20 kilogram, 44 pound payload, definitely going to hold the majority of your lights and cameras. Now let's take a closer look at this ball head. It has the Ulanzi logo on both sides. And let's start from the bottom and move up here. So this knob controls two things. The first thing is the obvious one, and that is the primary ball there. As that rolls around, you can hear it's not a fluid head, it's just an aluminum piece in there. So that can lock down and keep this in place in any direction you want. So for instance there, you can move it over here to this side, which is pretty cool to have the 90-degree on both sides. Anyway, you can lock that down. Now something that is kind of hard to see is that this lower ring right here is also a swivel. So when this is locked, so you can't move that. And it's kind of hard to see as it is here. Let me go ahead and put this in. So whenever this is loose, I can then, let's see, spin that. It's pretty tight, but anyway, it works. So you don't have to, or you can angle this however you want with that extra ring there. Okay, over here you've got a cold shoe where you can attach a microphone or a light, something on that cold shoe. And then under here you've got the option to add the 1/4 inch thread or just keep this 3/8. So that's basically what the bottom of this unit is like. Now moving up, this little knob over here can be pulled out and adjusted to fit your position of whatever's on top here. And when that is loosened up, you can then spin the top and it will allow you to use these numbers here for very fine-tuned adjustment. So then you can just lock that back down and it will no longer spin. Now this knob over here will allow you to unscrew this and remove the plate just like that. And you can see here it doesn't really have too good of an option to hold this on, so it can slide off kind of easily. So that is one thing I've noticed. You have to be a little bit careful not to allow that to slide off. So it does have these tiny screws on the bottom as a prevention, and it allows it to only go on in this direction here. Now on the plate you've got a line here that allows you to adjust up or down on this little scale, and I like to typically keep it right there in the middle. Now there's one thing that I don't care much for, is that there's no D-ring on this unit. So in order to get your camera tightened down or to loosen it, you've got to have the included Allen wrench to adjust that. So one thing to keep in mind, if you are out somewhere and you got to pull your camera off, you don't have that little D-ring option. But for me, I typically keep the tool with me, so it'll be here in my studio. All right, and that is the up-close look of the Ulanzi U-70 Ball Head. I have a boom arm extended here that has the 1/4 inch thread on it, and I'm also thinking we can flip this around and try out the 3/8 inch as well. But for now, let's go ahead and use the little adapter that comes with this unit, and that'll allow us to attach here on the bottom. The tiny little screwdriver comes into play. I can flip this over and place that threaded adapter in that hole. Get it as tight as I can just by pressing it down in there. And then I can use that little tiny tool to place down in there and give it a little tighten, and that should do just fine. And that's where you would attach this straight onto that thread. Now, because I have a 3/8 inch thread, I think I'm going to pull this back out and then just use that 3/8 inch directly on there since I can. So go ahead and flip this over. Lock that back down, and then I'll just be able to thread this on here. Make sure it's, yeah, nice and tight. And there we go. So now on this piece here, I can simply bring this up like that, and it will find my level point. Now, I tend to use smaller cameras than 44 pounds, and so I'm going to use my little G7X here. Let's go ahead and get this installed. I am used to quick release plates that have a little pull-out tab to make this a bit easier, but we'll just have to make do with this little screwdriver that's provided. I'm finding that the Allen wrench is actually going to be a lot easier to use. Okay, that is installed. Let's go ahead and push this on here, tighten it down, and there we go. Okay, and now let's go ahead and test it out by adjusting the ball. So now I can move this in any direction that I need to, front and back. And then also, if you want to adjust this, you can adjust the angle very carefully there. So one thing I am noticing about this unit already is that if your camera is a good sized camera, it's going to be hard to get to this knob up under here to remove the camera from the plate there. So keep that in mind, that it's kind of awkward, but you can do it. And this one over here though, with that ability to pull the tab out, it makes it pretty easy to get to, no matter if it's facing in some weird direction. And then this one over here, no issues with that's functionality, and it all seems to be doing pretty good. Interesting. Whenever you spin this all the way around, you can see that the ball is hollow up under there. I can see a spider out here in my tool shed living in that. So let's talk real about this ball head. I reached out to Ulanzi and asked if they would send this sample to me, and that's why I am making this video here. I think that this is worth the 40 bucks that it cost on Amazon. And if you are considering buying one, there's a link in the description down below. It's an affiliate link, so I'll get a small cut and you will pay normal price. It says it holds 44 pounds. I think that it will. Whenever you turn the lock knob here, it makes a solid connection. Like that thing not going anywhere. I don't really have anything to test out the cold shoe with, but you would definitely want to make sure that it is either extended or small enough that the camera is not going to be popping it. So as you can see, it's in a position there that's kind of compromising if you try to go in that direction. So keep in mind that this unit is really small, which might be ideal if you have a tripod that needs a ball head that is small for being lightweight. I think it was 211 grams was the weight on this unit here. I may make an update video for you in the future because this is going to be my main ball head here in the studio going forward. But so far, I'm very pleased with it. The only things that I would change are whenever you try to go to take the camera off, it's kind of an awkward position because the unit is so small to access this knob. And also the lack of the little D-ring, I believe you would call it, to loosen the plate off of the camera. And I see why they did this, because they want it to be as small and compact as possible, which means you now have to carry around an Allen wrench to get your camera off of that plate. If you didn't have to worry about getting the camera off the plate, then it's a pretty good deal. And then I guess one more thing I might change is that the little screws here that prevent the camera from sliding off of the quick release plate, if they were a little bit longer, you wouldn't have to worry quite as much about the camera sliding off if you aren't holding it tight. Other than that, I like it. It's definitely going to be much used out here for tools, tech, and gear. Thank you so much for watching the video. If you've enjoyed it, thumbs up button, and be sure to subscribe for more tools, tech, and gear. I'm Seth Johnson, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.